I want to thank you so much for coming out today. Can you hear? Okay. I'm John Maatta. I'm the CEO of Wizard World. I'm so happy to be with you today. I want to thank you for coming over to listen to this presentation. I grew up in Orinda, so I've come to Sacramento a lot in my life, and I love being here with you. And we've been here with Wizard World for the last several years, and every year has been more successful than the one before, so we're very happy to be with you. At the Wizard World conventions, we always celebrate heroes. Heroes in popular entertainment and film and television and live events. Heroes that range from superheroes to damaged anti-heroes, and most of these heroes are larger than life. But real heroes don't seek glory, and most real heroes will never have their stories told in film, on television, or in books, unless it happens to be an especially dramatic event. While most heroes will never have their stories known, the truth is that real heroes are closer than we think. Most real heroes aren't on the silver screen, but in Sacramento, you're blessed to have an abundance of heroes that live right next door, and that's what brings us here today. Wizard World invited some of our friends from the worlds of television, film, and the live stage to help honor some of the local Sacramento heroes. They'll come up and participate in a moment. But I just wanted to introduce all of our friends while I'm up here at the moment. Today we have Michael Cudlitz from The Walking Dead and Band of Brothers. We have Carroll Spinney, who you may not recognize with your eyes, but if you use your ears, you'll recognize him as the voice of Big Bird. Caroll. We have Dean Cain with us. And of course, Dean played Superman in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, which was one of my favorite television shows because I worked at Warner Brothers at the time. We had from The Hobbit, Billy Boyd, from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And Billy is much taller in person than I would have guessed. And last but not least, we have a man who isn't as tall as I thought he would be, but he's still the world's largest athlete, WWE Superstar Big Show. So without further ado, let's get things started. I want to introduce you to Wizard World Chief Operating Officer Randy Malinoff, decidedly not a superhero, but COO nevertheless. Randy.
Hi everyone. Thanks again for all of you to be here today. I'm really honored to be a part of this ceremony. Before we start introducing our heroes, I wanted to show you these specially created Captain America shields that will be personalized and engraved for each of our heroes. And they'll also be receiving a signed Chris Evans poster. I'd like to get us started by introducing a man who already has an awesome superhero name, Major Virgil Steele. Major Steele has served on active duty for 12 years as a C-17 Globemaster III pilot. During his career, he has been deployed 3 times in support of combat operations and is set to deploy for a 4th time this fall. Major Steele has a combined flight time of 2,358 hours and 577 combat flying hours, and currently serves as Travis Air Force Base's Deputy Inspector General, where he directs and conducts the Wings Inspection Program. Please give a very warm welcome to Major Steele.
Hey Sacramento Comic-Con, how's everybody doing? You guys look great. I like these two down in the front, right here in the front row. They're the only ones that got my uniform beat, you know. Mine's pretty good, but these two got me beat. Hey, it's great to be here today at the invite of Wizard World here at the Comic-Con in Sacramento for the Heroes event. When I hear you guys talk about us as heroes, you know, it's very rarely that we stop to actually think about it. A lot of the stuff that we do, and we don't expect any recognition for it. You're going to hear shortly here from Spencer Stone, who, as you know, in France on that fateful day, took drastic steps to be a hero without any thought for recognition afterward, all right? So a lot of these guys are heroes. They enable us to do our mission every day, and you guys in the local community are just as big a part of that, believe it or not. Your support, we couldn't do anything without it. All right, so I just want to give a big thank you to Wizard World. If you guys could give a hand of applause for inviting us here today. And my son just wanted me to tell everybody that he's excited to be here. I had to throw that out there. So I don't have a lot to say. I'm just very thankful to be here. We look forward to getting out there and kind of mingling with you guys, saying hi to you. If you have any questions about what we do in the Air Force, come talk to us. I'm ready to get out of this. I'm ready to get some costumes on. I think some of these guys will probably get some costumes on too, right? Master Sergeant? No? He says no. All right. We'll see about that. But thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Next, we're going to meet the rest of our local heroes, as introduced by our celebrity guests, and they'll all slowly join us up here to form a new superhero team on stage. So, first of all, I'm honored to introduce you to Master Sergeant Matthew Warren. Master Sergeant Warren has served on active duty for 24 years as an aircraft hydraulics mechanic. He's been deployed 11 times during his career to several locations across the Middle East. Throughout his career, he has served in a multitude of aircraft maintenance positions and currently serves as the 60th Maintenance Group's Chief Contracting Officer Representative, which consists of inspecting and overseeing the work performed by government contractors. So we're so proud to have you here today, Master Sergeant. Thank you. Please help me welcome Michael Cudlitz.
Hi guys, I am very, very proud to be here to honor these men and women. I had the honor to go out to the Middle East and visit the troops during Desert Storm. A bunch of Air Force bases out there, as they call them, Chair Force bases. Sorry guys. But we're here to honor these men and women, and I couldn't be more proud to be asked to participate. Today we honor Tech Sergeant John Ayre. He served on active duty for 15 years in the U.S. Air Force as a munitions systems specialist, graphic artist, and broadcast journalist. He's deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, and Freedom Sentinel. In 2008, he was deployed to Iraq as a combat cameraman, detailing combat strike footage and documenting aeromedical evacuation missions. In 2014, he deployed in support of the Air Force Mortuary Affairs operations, documenting the return of fallen service members and ensuring the care of their families. On a day-to-day basis, it is his job to document and tell the Air Force's story, showcasing the servicemen and women's accomplishments to a worldwide audience. John Ayre.
Hey everybody, how you doing? All right. I was gonna say one thing real quick is, obviously I got to play a superhero, which was a lot of fun, and it's pretend. And here we have these gentlemen here, and to me, honest to goodness, they are real superheroes, and that's why we're so honored to be able to be up here on the stage with them and honor these wonderful guys. The gentleman you see standing here, Staff Sergeant Johnathan Gales, has served on active duty for 10 years and currently serves as a contracting specialist. That's his wife, by the way. She's clapping. Throughout Gale's career, he has served in a myriad of specialties to include serving as an airborne linguist, having studied Pashto Afghan at the Defense Language Institute, as well as an F-15 weapons loader. You need very steady hands for that. Where he was certified to load various missiles and ammunition onto the F-15C. In his current capacity as a contracting specialist, his duties entail acquiring services and supplies for various organizations on base. His primary focus is David Grant USAF Medical Center, the largest military medical facility on the West Coast. He's a great guy, he's a father, and he is a true hero. Ladies and gentlemen, Staff Sergeant Johnathan Gales.
I want the one to Carroll Spinney. You didn't put it here?
Here it is.
Oh, thank you. There it is. Hi, I'm Carroll Spinney. I've had a very fun career. Years ago, I met Jim Henson, and he promoted me to Big Bird, and I play Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch, so have a rotten day. But anyway, I was in the Air Force myself. I enlisted during the Korean War, and it's quite a while ago. And I was stationed for the first 2 years in Las Vegas, and I did my first TV show there. I made $10 a week. And TV was a city, Vegas was a city of only 5,000 people. It's now 2 million, so it's changed a little. And but I've always been very proud of having been in the Air Force. And I did 4 years. I got to be Staff Sergeant, and eventually, during reserves time, which another 4 years, I was promoted to Tech Sergeant. And I've had a wonderful time, and I'm really pleased to see the uniforms look very much like they did when I was in, because some of the uniforms changed through the centuries. And it's just as warm. Thank you, Major. So, and ranks are pretty much the same, although they changed. My brother enlisted before I did, and he made Airman First Class, which is now known as Sergeant, just plain Sergeant. And then I got to be a Staff Sergeant. That didn't go well with my older brother. But I designed how to bomb and strafe while I was in Vegas, so I was very involved with the flying part. I'm not a pilot, but I was so proud to be part of the Air Force team, and I'm pleased that they're known now as heroes, because they sacrifice a lot to go anywhere in the world where they're needed. Thank you, Ben. So, and then for the last 2 years in the service, I was stationed at Bitburg, Germany, and I had a comic strip that I drew of a fellow named Harvey, who was a real guy stationed. He got to the base when I did, and I drew a cartoon of him. I decided to make him famous, and he said, "I don't want to be in your comic strip anymore. He's a jerk." So, but he would always put his tie. He never learned to tie his tie more than once. He put it on over his shirt, and sometimes it was over this collar too. None of the collar was covering his thing. So he just seemed to be a perfect guy to make my comic strip about. He was the only one who didn't like my comic strip. Anyway, I wanted to introduce Airman Sharnette Reyes. Let me tell you about Sharnette Reyes. I see she's an Airman base, Airman third class. They still got the same title? Just Airman. Okay, so, but they in the Army, when I enlisted, I wasn't in the Army. I was in the Air Force. But they don't have a title when I enlisted. Fellow Army people I'd meet, they weren't named things like simple ranks like corporal and all that. It's all high-tech numbers. I don't know what they mean. Anyway, let me tell you about Airman Reyes. She served on active duty for just over a year as an aerial transportation specialist. Believe me, you should make her at least. What's the two stripes called now? I know it took me a couple years to get mine, but she is an aerial transport specialist. As an aerial transportation specialist, Reyes uploads and offloads cargo onto military aircraft. Reyes is currently assigned to a highly specialized unit that rapidly deploys to open airfields and establishes, expands and sustains and coordinates air mobility operations in austere locations around the world. From wartime taskings to disaster relief, the 821st Contingency Response Group extends the U.S. military's reach in deploying personnel and equipment all around the world. So thank you very much, Airman Reyes. Thank you very much. It was nice talking with you too. Thank you. Yeah, and have a rotten day. Don't listen to a grouch. Thank you.
Hello. Hey, what a great honour to be asked to come here today and help celebrate these heroes. And thank you very much for coming out to hear it. It's my great honour to be able to introduce you and celebrate Senior Airman Ian McGuigan. McGuigan! Sounds Scottish to me. Ian grew up in an Air Force family and travelled all over the United States and Europe while growing up. He has served on active duty for more than 6 years and currently serves as a fuels journeyman. He is deployed twice in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. In his current capacity, he maintains, stores, receives, and issues cryogenics. Cryogenics? That's like something from Iron Man. I don't even know what that is. But apparently it's liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen. He issues that to aircraft maintenance personnel, as well as assisting with distribution of jet fuel to aircraft. And it's my great honour to celebrate and say thank you to Senior Airman Ian McGuigan. Thank you.
Okay, I'm the fat guy that was sweating over there earlier. Some of you may know me as the Big Show. Thank you. This is my good friend Tahj Beaudoin over here. Tahj Beaudoin. Beaudoin, I'm sorry. Excuse me, ladies, that's Tahj Beaudoin over there, if y'all need to know. Now, Tahj has served in the active duty since 2014 as an aerial transportation specialist. Now that involves, as an aerial transportation specialist, Beaudoin uploads and offloads cargo onto military aircraft. Beaudoin is currently assigned a highly specialized unit that rapidly deploys to open airfields and establish, expand, sustain, and coordinate air mobility operations in austere locations. Austere is a big word. Since 2003, I've gotten a chance to go every Christmas and visit the troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. And when you see what these guys do in the back of these planes, these KC-17s, these AC-130s, the amount of equipment that they load on and load off and the amount of time that they do it, it's amazing to see them work. One of the good things about my man Beaudoin over here is from wartime taskings to disaster relief in the 821st Contingency Response Group extends the U.S. military's reach in deploying personnel and equipment around the globe. That means anybody that's hungry or anybody that's in trouble, Beaudoin is dropping them some help. So it was with my honor and my absolute extreme pleasure to honor these heroes up here today. I really want to keep this. And this could be the coolest thing I've ever seen. What is yours, sir? Beaudoin. Yeah, we're going to do a TV show. It's called Beaudoin and the Fat Man.
I'm just invading. I saw you guys up here and I wanted to say something. I really appreciate what you're doing for your country and it's deeply appreciated, and I don't know what else to say. I'm not really a speaker, but I am deeply moved by your guys' service and your families for supporting me. So thank you all.
Okay, thank you so much. Our final hero tonight barely needs an introduction. As I said earlier, most heroes never have their stories told, but everyone knows this man's story. Staff Sergeant Spencer J. Stone garnered international headlines in October 2015 when he and two friends thwarted a terrorist attack on a Paris-bound train, subduing and disarming a man wielding an assault rifle, pistol, and box cutter. Exposing himself to the man's line of fire, Stone charged, tackled, and restrained the individual. During the fierce struggle, the gunman slashed Stone several times, lacerating his head, neck, and thumb. But despite his injuries, Stone then provided life-saving care to a man who received a gunshot wound to his throat during the attack. Stone applied pressure to the wounded man's neck to stop the life-threatening bleeding. Thank you. For his heroic and selfless actions, Stone was presented with France's highest recognition, the Legion of Honor. He was also presented with the Purple Heart Medal and the Airman's Medal for his actions. Stone grew up right here in Sacramento, where he attended and graduated from Del Campo High School.
So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not know I was giving a speech until about 2 hours ago. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I know it's always nice to share a stage with, my brothers and sisters in arms that, will give their life for me, and I'll do the same for them. So it's always great to be honored with a group like this. This is my first Comic-Con, born and raised in Sacramento. Let's get to the fun. So thank you guys.
We're so honored to have all of you here and all of our hometown heroes with us today. Can we get one more round of applause for all of them, please? Finally, thanks to all of you, our friends and fans. Naturally, we'd be nothing without you. We hope you have a great time with your families here tonight. We're so happy to be in Sacramento. Just have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much.